Woo!
Woo! Yeah! Good morning, everybody! Yeah! All right, Ryan just fell over dead, I think. Welcome to Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. Hey-o! My name is Tom.
Hi,
My name's
Tom.
Tom. Woo-hoo! I'm a fucking out-of-control fantasy addict. Woohoo!
Oh, my God. My name is Ryan, and
Howdy, Ryan.
I am a fantasy sports addict. How about that?
You're not out of control?
That goes without saying.
Yeah, well, it sounded like you fell over there.
Fall over, die. And...
I thought you fell over. So, all right. Anyways, yes. Podcast 71. This is the Winter Meetings party. We are partying, and we're having a grand old time because, as fantasy sports addicts, we're waiting for baseball to open. Baseball season doesn't start until, March-ish. But for fantasy people, it starts around January, right? Maybe it's already going now. I mean, for us, right, this is the winter meetings. There's been moves, been free agent signings, lots of things going on. And we're going to talk about all that. But first,
the hot stove is boiling over.
It is. But, we'll get all the updates. We'll get all the rumors. We'll talk about all that. We'll talk about fantasy implications. We'll talk about a lot of that. But we have news. Ryan, do we have any news?
We have news, so this is news to me. It's news that we have news.
Actually, that's the sad thing. We're in this is a very quiet time of year for a lot of fantasy sports players. Yeah, you're involved in probably 3 sports at least. Some teams or some baseball leagues are drafting their minor league rosters right about now. Those are probably FanTrax leagues, by the way, like JD and Andrew have going on, right?
Right.
But, really, it's kind of just like business as usual. There's not a whole lot of action. There's not a whole lot of specific. I mean, this is almost why I don't enjoy basketball that much.
Boo!
I know it's blasphemy. I grew up as a Suns fan, but I became a baseball fan. Okay, to me, the game of baseball is more entertaining. Just day to day, it's more interesting. So basketball season just kind of going on in the background. Okay, ho-hum, whatever. Football season, hopefully, you've made the playoffs or you're going to make the playoffs depending on how your league's set up, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of business as usual here. And we're really just getting ready for, playoffs and baseball season to start. Hockey's, by the way, hockey, it's grinding along. It's still there. I forgot about hockey.
Well, I mean,
so that's
really,
the
best part about fantasy or being an addict really is the draft. And we are going through some serious draft withdrawal.
We are. I haven't drafted. I haven't talked about a draft. This is the longest stretch, I think, throughout the year where there's no drafting being done or no preparation for a draft being done. I think this winter stretch just somehow seems really grueling. And then it's not that bad. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because it's winter. I don't know why. It's the seasonal thing, maybe. I don't know.
But speaking of drafts and that draft sickness, did Andrew from FantasyAid, did he ever have his mock draft for fantasy baseball?
We don't know. We have no idea. What happened was, we got a tweet, right? There was a tweet, a direct message on Twitter. A carrier raven brought it to us. And that was a South Park Stick of Truth reference for you, Ryan. The Carrier Ravens brought us news that there would be a draft last night. However, neither of us were able to attend this draft. And it does not appear that perhaps this draft even occurred, but we're unsure. So Andrew from FantasyAid, again, check out FantasyAid. He's got all the greatest, baseball information you could look for. He was maybe drafting, maybe not drafting, but if if he drafted or you were in that draft, let us know.
Let us know. And that might be going on tonight. I saw in our chat on the website that mock today or tomorrow, which is today.
Wait, I'm confused. Is it today or tomorrow or today? What?
Well, it's nighttime for me, and then it's morning for you. So I don't fucking know.
I'm confused who's doing what, where, and when. But that's the news. We're confused. Andrew from FantasyAid, if you already did your draft, do another one because we want to get into it. And if you haven't done it yet, let us know because we want to do it. We want to draft. Sound the horn. Right?
Right.
Sound the horn. Draft horn.
All right. So the big news of winter meetings, this party time, is there was a fucking blockbuster trade with dynasty implications and like
big time.
I mean, this was a huge trade, and it's of like a fantasy nerd, like
all right,
baseball fan, like
we're talking Red Sox here. You're talking about that Travis Shaw trade, right?
Travis Shaw.
No,
who's he?
Well, he was the third baseman for the Red Sox.
He was included.
Dogs are barking.
He was included in that.
No, it was a separate trade. You're fucking it up. That was a joke. I was trying to be funny. There were two separate trades. But anyways, the big trade, we kind of just ruined each other's jokes there. The big trade we're actually talking about is obviously Chris Sale from the White Sox being exchanged for Moncada and forget the other dude's name, but he throws like 105 miles an hour and like apparently, upcoming huge pitching prospect. Red Sox opened up the purse there and got themselves a Chris Sale. So I forget. I saw a funny tweet about this. Somebody was talking about the money involved specifically. What was it that the Red Sox, when they signed Yoan Moncada, the Cuban superstar, future superstar, they paid somewhere $60 million something. I don't know if that's exactly correct. Don't quote me because I'm trying to like riff off of something I saw on Twitter. Anyways, $60 million will buy you Chris Sale, who only costs essentially like $30 million something. So the Red Sox just got like a cost-controlled ace pitcher, and they're going all in, obviously. But this Chris Sale, he gets paid almost nothing. And apparently Moncada was worth more. It was obviously not a money move.
No, I mean, I do think, it was like $64 million, 61, something like that they actually paid to sign him with the signing, the posting fees. Plus they went over their,
spending limit. Yeah,
exactly.
So whatever I saw, the figure was basically like $60-some million will buy you $30-some million, which obviously it's not I don't think you can compare it directly, but it is interesting.
No, I mean, that's pretty funny. I didn't see that one.
Now, who are you most excited about? Who won this trade, Ryan?
I'm going to say the White Sox. I think they got a fucking haul
huge
for Chris Sale.
They got what, 3 top prospects, basically?
Yes.
Okay, so they got Yoan Moncada, right?
Right.
And they got what's his name? Michael
Kopech.
Kopech. Okay. And dude throws and who was the other? Do you have the third prospect?
Luis Basabe. I don't know him, but he's still highly regarded.
Okay. Now, unfortunately for some of our other, I'm sure. Well, I don't know. I think you're excited either way. If you're a White Sox fan, you're probably pretty excited. Look at that haul of prospects.
I'm thrilled. I mean.
But you're not disappointed if you're a Red Sox fan, are you? I mean, I think most of our addicts are Red Sox fans. They've got to be excited. I would be.
We'll see. I mean, this is one of those trades where obviously it's going to be time will tell, but I think in 15 years from now, the Red Sox might be looking back and like, oh my God, we traded Moncada.
Right, but does it buy you a World Series run or 2 or 3? They
obviously think they're one player away from winning that World Series, which is why they made this trade.
Well, I want to tell you who I think their one player away might be, because yesterday on Instagram,
Pablo Sandoval.
No. Apparently, David Ortiz on Instagram.
Okay.
He's possibly having a change of heart about his retirement. All of a sudden, he sees. Well, what do you know? They got Chris Sale, huh? He says it has him thinking, and he used a bunch of emojis. So if David Ortiz goes back to the Red Sox and he's even like half of what he was last year, like that's awesome. That's I mean, really, seriously, like that's We're looking at Cubs, Red Sox next year in the World Series.
Don't do it, Poppy.
What? What do you mean don't do it? You have him in a dynasty league. Would you not love didn't you pay almost nothing to get him?
Well, because he's not a keeper. I mean, he's not making
Really? So even if he comes back, even if it's announced that David Ortiz is returning for one more season, you won't keep him?
Nope.
Okay.
He was a renter player that got me the championship trophy in your league.
Okay, well, you know what?
Thank you.
Okay, well, I was going to say since by the way, Bronson, fuck you for that.
Woo!
Since I have a comp pick coming my way, a compensation player, whatever the choice, because of the death of Jose Fernandez, I think what I'm looking.
Okay, timeout, real fast. Compensation pick. This has been
compensation.
Back when Oscar Taveras died, you got a pick which wasn't necessarily the first pick overall, but you got a pick from
the dropped player
that was dropped
for the dynasty leagues. Yeah, so basically any non-keeper player not already in the free agent pool. So free agent pool is exempted, rookies exempted,
foreign imports,
everything like that is exempted from the choice list, but of players dropped from other teams, I can substitute. I could, I got that missing man, so to speak. When we keep 20, I've got 19. So I have the option of choosing another player. If David Ortiz comes back, oh, you bet your ass I'm taking him. Now, hopefully I can get him in both leagues. Come on, teams. I hope he comes back so I can comp pick David Ortiz. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great, man. Oh, you know what? Hey, maybe David Ortiz wins you a championship and then next year wins me a championship. Wouldn't that be awesome? It's going to be tough without Jose Fernandez, though. I'll admit, my pitching's kind of fucked. Speaking of pitching's kind of fucked, the Nationals are no longer interested in trading for starting pitching. And I know this is I know this is going to strike home for Tris here, because Tris, obviously the resident Nationals fan. They were going to move Lucas Giolito, top prospect, top flight type prospect,
right?
And Ronaldo Lopez, I forget what else. And they wanted Chris Sale as well. They did not get Chris Sale.
No.
Now, to me that was already a pretty good package. But yeah, Boston moved some stuff.
Now, the thing I don't like is, as a Moncada dynasty owner,
well,
I hate seeing him go to the White Sox.
Why? Because he's going to play second base there?
Well, no, it's not about the position. I would just much rather prefer that he was hitting in Boston and the Boston lineup.
Yeah, smacking it off the monster.
As an organization a lot more than
the White Sox.
I do the White Sox, and the White Sox have had a black hole in second base since Juan Uribe
I can't even remember.
Exactly.
No, I can't even. Who? Remember they had that top flight. What was his name? Gordon Beckham.
Beckham. Yeah,
I think it was.
Yeah, Gordon Beckham, and then they traded and brought in somebody else, and it was just a fucking
shit show. So they've got a middle infield shit show for a while. White Sox.
Again, he's gonna actually probably play day one. Maybe they wait to hold him back, but I don't see that.
Well, if you were a Moncada owner, are you not also excited that he will play day one if they don't hold him back? I would assume there's nobody standing in his. Even if there's they could play him anywhere. There's really not much on the White Sox standing in his way. Maybe they're gonna move. What's his name?
Sexy Lexi.
Is Lexi? Yeah, I guess.
Ramirez.
He's still playing short, right? Is he? I don't even know.
I think so.
I don't know. Well, I was gonna say
he's not fantasy relevant.
Well, they have a good mix of Cuban talent now, but it's a matter of what they're gonna do with Abreu. There's talk of Abreu going to Colorado. I would love that if I was an Abreu owner for Dynasty.
Of course.
Jose Abreu going to Colorado. Damn, that'd be fucking awesome.
Now, as a Chris Sale Dynasty owner, do you like him going to Boston?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I don't know. I feel like in terms of a pitching environment, and a pitching, like again, his division, the American League East. I don't know how much I really love that because again, that's a very power friendly, power hitting division in baseball. And so a guy that's not terribly prone to the long ball, but like has kind of regressed since a few years ago. I don't know. I don't know if I love him. I mean, if I'm a Red Sox fan, I'm super excited. As a Chris Sale owner, I'm like, I don't know. Hopefully it's good, but I do kind of wonder about the fact that I do now have a very heavy investment in Boston. So I do hope Boston is good for the sake of my dynasty players. I just don't know that Sale and Price, Price kind of disappointed last year.
Yeah, he absolutely did.
Right? I think everybody can say that. He had his moments, but now I got two lefties on the same team, and it could be a mixed bag here. I really don't know what to expect. I would be really excited if I was a Red Sox fan, but as a fantasy baseball owner, I'm like, I don't know. But I'm not saying I'd shy away from drafting, Sale, especially redraft. I mean, we know what he can do. His strikeout numbers.
Early for I ever like to pay for pitchers.
Well, his strikeout numbers were down last year. Like
still had over 200.
Yeah, but they were down. Whatever. Well, I'm just saying. I'm looking at this from a perspective of a guy who just lost Jose Fernandez. So I'm like, where's my strikeouts at? So but again, this is all dynasty talk here, where I've got multiple aces. So, but yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, I just hope the Red Sox are a really good team. And I hope David Ortiz comes back and, like, maybe Price and Sale don't even lose a game all year.
And I just hope that 15 years from now, everybody's like, how do they trade Jan Moncada for him? And I've had him like his entire major league career.
I do too. That'd be nice for you because, like, that's how I feel when I have Trout.
Right. And Harper.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, it's one of those exciting. You got like one of these big time players that pans out. Like, but let's see if he pans out first. Okay. I mean, like, don't put the cart before the horse.
I'm saying I'm hoping.
Okay. All right. Well,
horse and cart.
Don't let your eggs hatch before the cart.
Right.
We love our analogies.
Baby hands.
Baby hands, baby. Now, all right. So there's talk of all right. Who else do we want to talk about here? Because there's been a couple of moves. All right. So obviously the Shaw thing happened.
What was the Shaw thing?
Well, now I got to pull it up because I was looking at something else first. All right. God. Let me talk about this other one first.
Okay.
Wade Davis going from the Royals to the Cubs. How do you feel about that? It's all but done at this point, basically. I mean, now the offer is Jorge Soler, Cuban outfielder, right fielder, left fielder. Yeah. Guy I was
hip
Jorge. Now, it was not. We haven't seen it from him. We've seen flashes. We've seen moments.
Right.
But going to Kansas City and Wade Davis, obviously, bullpen closer.
Right.
Deluxe. Going to Chicago. Chicago's looking like they're not going to really miss a beat. They don't need Chapman anymore. Blah, blah, blah. Are you excited about that?
Well,
do you have any Wade Davis?
No, I don't. But I had Carlos Rodon, who, I had last year in dynasty leagues, and then Chapman gets traded, who I also had. And then Chapman goes, they're like, okay, maybe Rodon's getting his closer, and then they get Brian Shaw.
Right. So it's been, last year was one of the most, we talk about the closer carousel every year, how easily the positions turned over. Yeah. But, it was a carousel for sure last year. And it looks like it's a carousel still.
Well,
so, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there's some talk that there was like possibly, like some holdup on it. I don't know what the holdup is.
I don't know.
But
I thought
hopefully
like the
it's
Nationals made a push, or someone else was trying to
someone.
get it
Yeah,
in the
somebody might have.
last minute.
Yeah. So, but it sounds like it's almost all but taken care of.
Yeah.
At least
So
as
we'll
of
be probably
at least as
breaking
of our
that. Maybe we'll have a news break during our podcast like we've had before.
We've had that. Now I'm also looking, obviously, while we're still talking closers, the Yankees have put in offers on both Aroldis Chapman and Kenley Jansen. Yeah. So I still think I don't know why Jansen doesn't go back to the Dodgers. Like,
I think he probably will.
I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't. To me, if I'm looking at my chances of competing, unless the Yankees are offering like a ass load of money, which I don't know if I want an ass load of money because it's probably covered in shit. Sorry. Honestly, though, like your chance of competing and having a good job as a closer.
Money covered in shit.
Sorry.
It took me a second.
Okay, I'm glad you caught it. But really, I mean, if I'm Kenley Jansen, I prefer probably staying at home with the Dodgers. Because of the fact that they are in a window where they can still compete and Yankees are maybe like on their way up, depending on what they do. But like really, the Yankees are they're not the team that you maybe have to go to. I don't know, unless they're offering you, like I said, an ass load of money, hopefully like wrapped in a balloon or something, like prison stuff.
Right.
I don't know. All right, sorry about the crass, terrible references there.
I mean, we always do that.
We do. I want to. All right,
locker room talk.
Locker room talk. All right, so Ian Desmond. Apparently, there's always rumors. We're just rounding up rumors here.
Okay.
Desmond. Apparently, there's like a team that's very, very aggressive after him, but it is not the Rangers. I'm curious to know who would be going after Ian Desmond and for which position they would like him to play. Apparently, he's signing today. We don't know.
Okay.
Not returning to the Nationals, not returning to the Rangers. So there is a chance, like for Andrew from FantasyAid, right? Perhaps he will be their outfielder that the Cardinals are supposedly looking for. I don't know. Although he could also be, I don't know, could be an Oriole. We don't know. We'll figure that out.
Again, there's still just a lot of rumors at this point. Like supposedly the Rockies are also interested in Mark Trumbo.
Now we've talked about that I think for a while, but like I think man, if they somehow end up with can Trumbo even play the outfield anymore? I mean, he's a liability, absolutely, in the outfield.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think he doesn't make sense as an outfielder.
No, you can play him in left.
Yeah, but I don't think the Rockies have a need for outfield. You know what I mean? Like, who are they going to bump?
I don't know. I just heard that, and I just picture Trumbo going for 50 home runs and.
Oh yeah, Colorado, but that's got to be as a first baseman. Now, he's even bad at first base though defensively. Like I think Trumbo's a DH, pretty much only a DH. I mean, we saw him here in Arizona.
Well, I feel the same way about Schwarber.
Okay, well maybe.
After seeing
Schwarber's not bad defensively bad though.
He fucking lasted 3 innings in the outfield before he missed the entire goddamn season.
That was a freak injury.
Bad.
That was a freak injury
or not.
Like that wasn't that was like a collision with Dexter Fowler.
Bad communication skills.
Okay, but he's not an outfielder, so that's a completely separate incident. That's a completely separate situation.
Well, and that's what happens when you put a not outfielder in the outfield.
Well, that would be Trumbo. I mean, I don't if I'm a Rockies fan, I would rather have Jose Abreu than because we've seen Trumbo here in the National League West.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't actually hit that well in the National League West. He didn't do that well in Colorado. Not that I'm aware of. I don't remember seeing any wow, Trumbo just own the Rockies. I never saw any of those games. Maybe I just didn't see him, but he certainly
used to him.
Well, but that's the thing. I mean, think about he didn't do well in Arizona, and if you like outside of maybe like Camden and like Arlington, like I think probably like I mean those are definitely American League parks, but like the big hitter parks, especially in the National League, got to be Chase Field and Coors Field. Here in Arizona and in Colorado, right? He didn't do that.
Definitely not LA or San Francisco or San Diego.
I remember watching spring training with Kirk Gibson talking about how excited he was to see, like he was talking, I don't even know who he was talking to, but this is when he was manager of the team, talking about Trumbo and Goldie together in the same lineup. And like, everybody's like, oh, Trumbo's going to hit 50 bombs. Well, he sure fucking didn't. And he didn't even like, I mean, it was terrible. It was terrible. So if I'm a Rockies fan and I got my choice of signing Trumbo or trading for Jose Abreu.
Yeah, I'd rather have Abreu. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, again, we're probably still even just jaded on fucking
Trumbo generally. He's an American League player. Fan. Well, but he's an American League player. He really is. I mean, he's an American League player. Obviously,
right, can we take a break maybe from these rumors of signings? I kind of want to talk about something that's bothering me.
Bothering you? Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on the signings. We'll break any news, and we'll get back to it.
It's this whole Bud Selig in the Hall of Fame thing.
Bud Selig is now in the Hall of Fame.
Like, I mean, he hasn't been inducted and all that, but he's been accepted. He's getting in, right?
Yeah, that was the news yesterday, as far as I'm aware.
And that really fucking bothers me.
All right, explain why it bothers you first, and I've got several thoughts on it, but I'd like to hear why it bothers you specifically.
Okay, I remember. I don't know, it must have been 10 years ago when I was on Facebook and there's those like, oh, cutesy little social media bullshit. And it's like, you choose 5 people you would choose to punch in the face. And Bud Selig was
like number 1.
Yes.
Like it was like, what was it? It was like Bud Selig and like
Julia Roberts.
Yeah. I forgot. I was like, it's not Sandra Bullock. Which old actress is it? Yeah, it's Julia Roberts and Bud Selig. So if you had a room full of Bud Selig and Julia Roberts, Ryan would show up and like cold clock them all. Would be fun. I would pay to watch that. That'd be a great.
I would pay to do it.
Like somebody just like, man, you know what? Should be a new internet meme? Either you or Rugnet Odor just punching people. Like the Randy Orton RKO from out of nowhere. Woo, what?
No. I mean, this is the time. There's that whole knockout game where you see these fucking bullshit punk ass motherfuckers like punching old people until they die.
Wait, really?
You've not heard of the knockout game?
No.
Okay, well, we're not getting into that now. Just afterwards.
What is it? No, now I need to know. What I'm confused. I thought you were like calling it. I thought you were telling me about something that was good.
No. It's just this thing where like people would themselves like trying to like one hit TKO somebody when they're not expecting it.
Oh, so just like run up and like punch some random person, like a homeless person
then,
or some shit.
The type of people that are doing this are fucking like cowards and pick on like the weak and the elderly. So it's like some like 65-year-old dude that like gets fucking killed in one hit.
That's some fucking bullshit.
By some like 17-year-old punk ass kid.
You know what?
Wait. Breaking news. Desmond to the Rockies.
Rockies.
This is from our good buddy James Cubby Knoll.
Well, we were talking about what is he going to play?
We knew there was going to be breaking news during this podcast.
Going to the Rockies? Is he going to play left field? Well,
I would think so. I mean, again, we can't forget about the never-ending story that ended way too soon.
You can't. He's playing left field. He's not moving Trevor ending story.
No.
Man, oh man. Rocky, man, they're just like, you know what? Fuck pitching. We're just gonna everybody is just gonna tear the cover off the ball.
Well, that's because they can never sign a free agent pitcher. Like if you were fucking David Price last year or Greinke, like, oh yeah, let's have a sit down with the fucking Colorado Rockies. Let me pitch in the Mile High Stadium. Like, fuck no.
I mean, Greinke pitches here. He signed for. I mean, we offered him more money. That was all he wanted was money.
Well, yeah.
And guacamole, apparently, that's in his contract. He wants a lot of guacamole. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if the Rockies had offered that much money, I bet Greinke would have gone there as long as they threw in the guacamole. Like, it's not that much different pitching here versus pitching there. I really don't think it is, other than the fact that we have, we can control the wind flow in our stadium with the dome and the windows and all that stuff. A little better, but that doesn't matter. When it's 120 degrees, the ball flies no matter what. So I'm just saying, I don't know that Greinke would be any better here or there. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think the Rockies are just like, fuck it, we're just going to tear the cover off the ball. As long as we got a closer, we're okay. Or a decent bullpen, because they've got an okay bullpen. They've got pieces to work with. I know they're they got a lot of in-house options, and I know they're probably trying to sign more. I think that would be my game. If I was like the Rockies, I'd be like, fuck starting pitching. We just need to have a really good bullpen, and we're just going to tear the cover off the ball.
Yeah. I mean, that's how. I mean, they've experimented because the Rockies were doing that one where, no pitcher went through the rotation more than twice, where they had 2 4-inning pitchers.
Yeah.
And because again, statistically, the third time through the order, usually pitchers or players get hit harder.
I mean,
they gotta try to do some fucking crazy shit.
Well, they've always done. I mean, first of all, they have the Mile High Stadium, right? That's always been kind of a thing. But then for a while, they were doing the humidor. Apparently, they're off the humidor now, and now they're doing weird pitching and just some sort of weird. I mean, but they're working with what they got, I guess. I mean, again, play to your strength, right? If your strength is power hitting, get some power hitting. I don't know. I don't know about. I don't know. Fucking D-backs are getting left in the dust here. Man, Rockies are making a push, a different push than the Red Sox, obviously, but they want to make some noise. They want to win the West, perhaps. That'd be funny. That'd be awesome to see the Rockies win the West. Let's face it, San Diego sucks. Arizona D-backs suck.
Yeah.
I mean, Giants. Obviously, probably still the favorites just by nature of what they are. And
it's going to be an odd year next year.
That's true. But I mean, again, they're pitching. They signed Mark Melancon. That's other news from the winter meetings we didn't get to. They're pitching, their bullpen. It's good. It's great. I mean, that's why they continually win. And they've got nothing but clutch hitters. I kind of tend to overlook a lot of their positional players in terms of offense. But they do get the job done. I think a lot of those guys are better in real life than they are fantasy options, except for maybe Posey.
Right.
But their pitching's always fantasy serviceable, so there's that. Now I'm a little bummed out. Well, let's talk about one more signing. We'll have to go back to the Bud Selig thing. We'll circle back to him.
Oh yeah, we've yesterday right over that.
Yeah, there was another signing yesterday. Wilson Ramos, my catcher in the dynasty leagues. You had him. Well, he's going to the Tampa Bay Rays.
And immediately becomes the best catcher they've ever had.
Oh, yeah, easily. But the situation there for me is shit. Right? I don't think that lineup helps him. He was good, I think, last year. I mean, Wilson Ramos had this huge, some would call it a breakout year. I think it was more of a situation of lineup protection, and it was a good year. It was a great year. Obviously, he did well, but I think it was much more a product of his environment. Now he's going to a shitty environment, essentially, in Tampa Bay. Sorry, Bronson, but the Rays outside of Longoria, I'm really not worried about.
Yeah, but
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what.
And I mean, for your catching position.
I guess that's kind of one of my wild card choices when we talk about our keepers. Am I keeping Wilson Ramos? I don't know.
Now, Cubby Noel, he's bringing the question: Desmond and Coors equals round 5, round 6. I think that's going to be positional eligibility. I don't think he shouldn't have shortstop next year.
He won't still have shortstop eligibility next year.
But I mean, he'll have first base and outfield.
He was a great last minute shortstop last year. He really was.
He was incredible.
He was ranked so far down. And to have him as your shortstop. Now, granted, last year there were shortstops falling out of the windows. Literally, there was just shortstops coming out of the woodwork. All of a sudden, it went from being the scarcest position to the deepest position. But yeah, I mean, he was a nice late choice. And I think now as an outfielder, I mean, he's still putting up good value. I don't know. 5th, 6th round. I don't know. 5th, 6th round doesn't sound outrageous.
No, not at all.
I don't know about 4th. But I don't know that I don't know that I'll be drafting him. Because again, last year, he's never been a guy I drafted.
Well, he's just always such a boomer bust.
Yeah.
He hit 285 in Arlington. But again, he just has these good years and bad years, and
last year was a good product. I mean, it was a good product or a good.
But in Coors Field, he's going to do good.
Exhibition of his product.
Want to invest in Coors.
Yeah, no, I think Coors batters are definitely players you target. You always get your Rockies players for fantasy. I think it's a smart move. I just don't know that I'll be paying for him. I don't know. I'm trying to think who I'm picturing other than I'm probably looking pitching, honestly, in 5th, 6th round, but that's me. But I mean, I don't know. He'll give you good power. He'll probably hit for average. It's Coors Field.
You got to play out how the draft goes. Obviously, we talk enough about a draft. We do drafts all the time.
If only we had a mock draft that we did. FantasyAid. Where's Andrew from FantasyAid? Where's your mock draft? Did you already do it? Then do another one. We want in. We want mock drafting. Seriously,
draft sickness is real.
It's serious. I mean, I'm very serious about this. Cargo 2, he's being re-signed by the Rangers, and that's another again, a player I will absolutely never draft. Never. I will never. If you see Carlos Gomez on one of my rosters, it's either because it auto picked or something and I wasn't at the draft, or I got really fucked up and was huffing paint and
what's gonna happen is his value is gonna drop so goddamn low that he's gonna become a sleeper.
No way.
Yeah.
No way, dude. I will never consider him a sleeper. I just don't ever like Carlos Gomez. Never.
Okay. Woo.
Never.
Woo.
Never.
Woo.
Not any times. Oh, you're gonna take him?
If he drops far enough, yeah.
Okay. All right. Speaking of Benoit balls, he's going to the Phillies. Joaquin Benoit going to the Phillies. Right there, you go.
Yeah.
So there's a few updates. The D-backs didn't let's focus locally. I keep forgetting we mentioned the Travis Shaw trade. He was traded. I forget. Oh, that was for the Thornburg. That was Thornburg.
Okay. Tyler Thornburg, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously Red Sox going heavy. They got Sale, they got Thornburg, so they're showing up pitching rotation and their bullpen, and exciting. But as a result of moving 2 of their corner infielders, they had to go sign Mitch Moreland, right?
Okay, nice. So
I mean, again, Red Sox looking okay. They're pushing their chips all across the table. We're all in here.
They're going for it.
You know what they want? They want the fucking ratings money. They want to be in the World Series against the Cubs. Can you picture a Cubs-Red Sox World Series?
I mean, I was hoping for that so bad last year.
Oh, that would have been great last year. I mean, it really would have been ratings bonanza. But I think all these teams see that.
Cleveland was good, but it would have been nothing.
Compared to a Red Sox.
But imagine if the Cubs didn't win the world, or the Red Sox haven't won a World Series, and you had that.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. If both teams hadn't won their World Series in
Yeah.
so long, I mean, the same thing applied to Cleveland, but
Right, but it's Cleveland. Like, fuck Cleveland. Cleveland rocks. No, it doesn't.
no. Well, the city doesn't, but it's still a storied franchise. It's still a franchise to
Yeah,
be respected.
but it gets no love.
Cleveland gets no love. They never get love. They don't need love. They love each other. They love LeBron. They got their own love. It's like the city of love within itself. I don't know. It's the mistake by the lake. Nobody cares. Except ratings bonanza for Cubs Red Sox. I mean, oh my God. That alone would probably cover the salaries of like half of these players. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of huge TV money in that.
Right.
Like that would be insano. I mean, so that's probably what they're thinking there. I don't know. I mean, like, well, we did trade Moncada, but we're gonna make $1 billion.
Worth it.
Well, hey, remember that happened with a previous Red Sox owner, and that guy traded Babe Ruth to finance a play.
Yeah,
a play, and I forget how much it was. It was like
$175,000, but at that time, it was a lot.
That's still probably a lot of money, but
still, no. I mean,
to finance a play that nobody, like everyone in the world knows the name Babe Ruth.
Right.
Do you even have a clue as to what that fucking play was about or what it's called? I mean, if it was Guys and Dolls, maybe.
I know I've known it.
That's a good trivia question. But it's not something.
No. Can we do a sidetrack? Did you ever do that video of you doing the sit down, you're rocking the boat song and dance?
I did not post it. I was actually thinking about posting it since we haven't posted any videos, but I have not posted my song and dance routine to the Guys and Dolls. Sit down, you're rocking the boat.
Like months ago.
Instead of myself, sit down, you're rocking the boat. I really did not. I wanted to like cue it up with some music or something because let's be honest. I'm a little self-conscious. I don't know if I nailed the vocals exactly the way I wanted to, and I hope I wasn't terribly off key. And it's my first song and dance routine. Okay.
You made me listen to you like sing that goddamn song so many goddamn times.
Yeah, you and everybody else that I've known. Yeah, like I rehearsed the shit out of it, and I'm still not. I'll put it out. Okay, there's a song and dance routine video with me singing a song from Guys and Dolls. And yes, if the demand is there, I will put the video up. Okay.
I don't even care if the demand is there. You made me fucking like do it and do backups. Like go to hell. Like, seriously.
All right. So you want me to post it?
Yes.
All right. Fine. Fuck you. I'll post it today.
Fuck you. Yeah. Post it today.
God damn it. Now I gotta goddamn deal with that. Oh. See,
this is like that South Park Trump Mr. Garrison. Oh, yeah, you're going to listen to what your bitch tells you. Oh. Sorry, we got the season finale tonight.
Yeah! Whoa,
and we can't go an episode or podcast without
some sort of South Park conversation. That's how bad it is. That's really how bad it is. Okay, one last hot stove update.
Okay, hot stove.
Let's get one more thing. The Diamondbacks.
Oh, yeah. I was going to go there, and then I got sidetracked.
Jeff Mathis. So we designated Wellington Castillo, got rid of his $6 million. Now, again, this is a team that's committed to spending more money and fielding a better team.
Time out.
What?
We got a donation from J Money.
Whoa! Yeah.
Tom.
Wait, what?
Our executive producer is telling you to post the video.
Oh shit! All right, fine. I'm posting it. Executive producer J Money. Podcast brought to you by J Money Smooth. All right, nice, beautiful.
Woo!
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'll post that as soon as we're done with the podcast. I'll work on that. I gotta edit. I gotta do a little editing. I'll spiff it up, and you can all see me singing and making an ass of myself. And that's the whole point of the song, actually, is that I constantly am making an ass of myself, and I got to sit down and stop rocking the boat. But yes, Jeff Mathis. Was it Mathis? Yeah. Okay. So we got rid of Wellington Castillo, who's a very serviceable, maybe not the best defensive catcher. I don't know why we got rid of the beef. We got rid of the beef. He's a fan favorite. And
what?
All right. we've gotten rid of 2 fan favorites. Now, the one getting rid of Segura, like that was but we did get a good return on that. That was a good deal. That was because we didn't give up anything. I forget what the pitcher's name was that we gave to get Segura. We also gave a shortstop prospect who is a pretty good prospect. He is a rising prospect. But honestly, to get Segura and have him do what he did, he had a great year. He was pretty much the only good thing going on in the Diamondbacks outside of Jake Lamb last year. And we got some pitching, which we badly needed.
Absolutely.
So that was an okay deal. That was the first deal from the new GM. He has since designated, I forget how many players, but excuse me. Yeah, getting rid of Wellington Castillo. I don't understand that move. I don't know, like literally just designated. Like they non-tendered. So they like ate salary and just got rid of him. And they didn't even bother to try to trade him. Now how
told you to like fuck off.
Yeah, they basically just said fuck off. And like I have no idea why. I can't imagine why. And I don't know how that's sitting well with the fans locally, because fans have favorites, and Wellington Castillo was a fan favorite because of his play style. There was like this little like trio last year of players that kind of had their own little thing going on. Like Gene Segura, Yasmani Tomas, and Wellington Castillo had this little clique sort of thing going on. And like
driving the bus.
Well, David Peralta I think that was Peralta's thing, but they were all having fun. These guys. Now, again, if you know the marketplace, Arizona is obviously a very heavily Hispanic culture, and it's geographically based, right? We're on the border of Mexico.
Yeah.
So these Latin American players are just players with Latin heritage are very popular here, because that's the fan base, and I really think that is a damaging move. Just for one more like fuck you to the fans, one more fuck you to the players. This organization is known as being the team that hates players. The Diamondbacks are literally one of the like most frowned upon franchises in baseball right now. And I get maybe what they're thinking here. Like we've got an in-house option. We've got Chris Herman, very serviceable player. He's got good offensive skills, good defensive skills as far as catchers go. He can play multiple positions, clearly. He had a very nice season for a reserve player last year.
I just wish Peter O'Brien would get back behind the goddamn plate.
Well, I'm sure that's what the ownership wishes too, but really, like, the situation is bizarre because bringing in like Mathis is like, now, is it that we're giving up offense in the name of defense? And maybe some of these people are citing, like some of the local sports people are citing that, perhaps it was Wellington Castillo's poor game calling or pitch framing that led to some of the struggles for our pitchers. And I really don't think you can. I mean, we had bad outfield defense,
bad everything.
So but it was bad pitching too. I don't think we can keep bailing out our starting pitching. Shelby Miller wouldn't have been so bad, or Greinke wouldn't have been such a disappointment. Like, I don't think you can keep bailing them out at the expense of the positional players, because really what the franchise needs to do is own that they made mistakes. They shouldn't have spent so much money to fucking piss in the Dodgers Cheerios to sign Greinke. That was the most pointless fucking move we've ever made, honestly. And then again, Shelby Miller, like at the time,
that was reactionary.
Well, but at the time, I could argue, I wasn't opposed to the Shelby Miller trade.
Drinking the fucking Kool-Aid. Fucking be in the World Series. What are you talking about?
A lot of people picked him as playoff team. I wasn't entirely out of line.
Shut
up! I'm trying to make a point.
Eating that piss Cheerios cereal with the smile on your face.
No. You're missing it. You're missing the point I'm making.
Okay, go on.
The point I was making, like, yes, we gave up a lot. At the time I knew this, I was not thrilled with it, but I bought into the idea that, like, okay, you just went and got a Greinke. Now you got to get, now you need a number 2. You need some pitching. Like, you need to round out the rotation. And our rotation is quite honestly a fucking debacle. It's a disaster. Like, Miller didn't work out. Maybe we can reclaim a little bit of that. To me, I think you trade Greinke and try to get some prospects to make up for what you gave to get Miller. I've said that a million times.
Yes, we both have.
But rather than owning the fact that they made 2 mistakes, which at the time maybe seemed okay, in hindsight, always being 2020, that was a mistake. Own the mistake, and instead of like, oh, well, if our defense is better, no, we got to get a better, pitch framer.
Gone off on this D-backs.
Well, I'm just a pissed off D-backs fan. I'm a pissed off D-backs fan, and everybody in the world wants to know, like, what is going on over there? People ask me all the time.
Well, speaking of what the fuck is going on, they just fucking also signed Fernando Rodney, who I thought you were going to talk about.
I was going to get to him next.
Yes, but you went off on like this lifelong vendetta about how you survived your heart surgery because of the 07 D-back.
What? No, I didn't.
Woo!
You did. Shut up. No, really, Fernando Rodney. What? Like,
I don't know what a 39-year-old
he's like
closer who had a great year last year.
Did he? I don't think he did. What happened in San Diego? Was he good in San Diego?
He was like sub-1. He was fucking great.
Okay, all right. I guess I didn't pay attention to San Diego's bullpen all that much. In I thought he was not.
Again, he was Fernando Rodney. Like, I know there was a league where like I added him off of the wire or some shit, and like just loved every minute of it. That may have been your league where I won.
Okay, that's possible.
Woo!
See, but like, why? I don't understand anything that's going on. I really don't. As a D-backs fan, I'm like, all right, Reverend Nate Dogg was asking me about this yesterday. He's like, so, Vince Scully's gone. He's not calling Dodgers games anymore. As a D-backs fan, which team are you going to watch now? Because I don't watch D-backs games because the D-backs suck. I'm an angry D-backs fan. I'm boycotting, right?
I just watch whatever games on MLB TV as I get home from working my overnight shifts and pass out at 10 to an early morning East Coast game.
I'm watching the Rockies. That's what I'm doing. I'm watching the Rockies. Maybe the Giants, but probably not. I'm probably watching the Rockies, I think, next year. Yeah, I think I am. I think I'm watching Rockies mostly next year.
No, I think it'll be my go-to game to watch the Dodgers.
Yeah, dude. I mean, god damn it. I still can't even wrap my head around that. Fuck. Dude, it's like baseball's over. There's no Vince Scully. Like, it was like music listening to him. It was like listening to classical music. And now it's like gone. There's no good. Doesn't sound good anymore. It's like fucking listening to a bunch of like crappy Christian death metal or something.
Woo.
Sorry, I don't know. Like, okay. It just sounded so elegant when Vince Scully called the game, and there's nobody. I mean, nobody. I can't think of one team or one announcer that has anybody that even has like. I'm talking about like a fucking quarter of the game calling ability and the cadence and everything about Vince Scully's voice in baseball. There's nothing. There's nothing.
You never will. There will never be another Vince Scully.
But I think in the old days, there was like hundreds of Vince Scully. Not hundreds, because there weren't hundreds of teams. But you know what I'm saying? There were like other announcers that were good game. And, now it's like, ugh. Now
yes.
The broadcast is broken down. There's 45 people in the booth. Like, it sucks. I don't know. I mean, I just like,
lost.
You know what? I think I'm just going to watch the games muted. I can still tell what's going on. I don't need to hear the fucking.
I mean, Bob Uecker did pretty goddamn good job.
I was gonna say, I think actually on MLB TV, I think you can get just the stadium audio. Like, I think you can skip. Yeah, I think you can get the game with just stadium audio. Like, I don't think you have to listen to it. If I'm not mistaken, I remember that.
For me to fucking get it, if I can listen to a game without anybody talking and it's just like
the sounds of the game. Yeah.
Oh no, I mean that's fucking awesome.
I think you can do that. I remember, like, I've watched games like that before.
To find out on this because again, like,
I remember watching games like that though. I've seen games where that's going on.
Perfect thing to fall asleep to. And let like I was saying, let's be honest, like. There's nothing better that I love is to fall asleep listening to a baseball game.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. What's not a beautiful thing? We're circling back now. Bud Selig in the Hall of Fame.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Why? All right.
Yes.
Why are you so angry? Please, if you would enlighten us.
I mean, if you forgot my story about wanting to slap him and Julia Roberts in the face.
Right. Okay. Let's go back to that. Ryan wants to hit Bud Selig in the face, and so he doesn't think that Bud Selig should be allowed in the Hall of Fame of all places.
Again, who's really the one that's guilty? Like the players or the owner or commissioner, the one in charge of it? Like,
well, let's go back to the reason he's in the Hall of Fame. I'm presuming is because of he saved baseball. Air quotes, saved baseball because of the lockout. What was it? 94.
Yes, 94, which I was trying to get to.
Okay, well, I just wanted to set that up because he saved baseball. Baseball almost died because it is a dying sport. Let's not be fucking foolish about that.
It still is dying.
Right,
honestly.
so he didn't save a goddamn
even
thing.
Though the only reason why baseball, I think, is really even thriving the way it is because it's 162 games. That's a lot of fucking TV episodes.
Well, and it's better than a lot of shit that's on. However, Bud Selig is credited with sort of saving baseball after those terrible, sad times and the revitalization of the sport, if you will. But your point is that he's credited with that, but it comes off the backs of who? The players.
But yes.
Okay. So basically, like, he's in the Hall of Fame, but we're keeping other steroids era people out.
Well, I mean, the fact that, like, Pete Rose, first of all, even before the steroids, is still not in the Hall of Fame. But this fucking asshole crook of a goddamn commissioner, yes, baseball was in trouble. 94 strike. I remember that. Like, I really do. And
that affected a lot of people our age.
It did. And
we were kids. Again, we were 11 years old.
I went from fucking being a baseball fan to a basketball fan at that point.
Because of that. Well, yeah, because we were 10, 11, 12 years old at that time, essentially. A lot of people in our age group remember that.
92, 93, the Suns fucking lost in 6 to Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls in the finals. All this. Next thing you know, at the time, I was still kind of a Giants fan. And Matt Williams was actually on pace to break the fucking Roger Maris's home run record. But oh no, the playoffs were fucking canceled and the season was cut short because of the labor agreement.
So shit got fucked. And Bud Selig
baseball was in bad shape. And yes, at this point, yes, steroids were already in there and it was a thing. But it didn't get nuts, until after the fucking thing. I mean, seriously, what was it, 97, 98? We first started to see it, really come back. And he just turned a blind eye. Like, he obviously knew what the fuck was going on.
Everyone did. How could you not?
I mean, again, if you were ignorant, that's one thing. Like, okay, you don't think about steroids is not mentioned, but, if you're fucking owner, commissioner, manager, trainer, player, coach, it doesn't matter.
What's going on.
Knew what the fuck was going on.
Now, so he's basically gotten credit and taking credit for what the players did. He's getting credit for the players themselves who, air quotes, cheated. We're rewarding Bud Selig, but we punish the players.
Yes.
We put asterisks next to their name, or we ban them from the Hall of Fame.
I mean, I felt the same way about Tony La Rosa getting into the Hall of Fame.
Really? Okay.
But yes, I do. I mean, again, he was the fucking manager of the fucking Athletics and the Cardinals.
But that's not. I mean, that's not. I don't know.
Again, it's all fucking tainted. At this,
he's still a good manager. It's not like he's the commissioner that's taking credit for all this. La Russa's separate. So
I still think Selig is worse.
Okay, I was gonna say, if you were mad about Tony La Russa, you're probably ready to murder the Hall of Fame voters for this, Bud Selig getting in.
One
Alan
thing
H.
I'm actually
Selig.
kind of excited about is the BBWA, the Basketball Writers or Baseball Writers Association. They're going to publicize their Hall of Fame votes. So, like 3 people who didn't vote for Ken Griffey Jr., we're going to know which people decided that the kid wasn't Hall of Fame worthy.
Well, is it possible? I mean, he's definitely in the Hall of Fame. Maybe they just voted for somebody else they thought deserved it. I mean,
You can vote for as many as you want.
Oh,
It's not
so
like
people
you
literally
gotta
just
vote. Yeah, they just like, no, I'm not going to vote for Ken Griffey Jr.
Well, I have no idea why that would be. He must have he must not have signed an autograph for them or something.
There's people that will never vote for a player who's the first time ballot. Which makes no sense to me because honestly, like you're a Hall of Fame caliber player or you're not.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, right? Like
it's not going to change. Like, okay, I can understand some of this like steroid controversy. Like,
make them wait.
What's going on? Like, yeah, like punish them. Like, oh, I'm not going to vote him in first.
Makes sense. But yeah,
I don't know. I'm sorry. Like,
let's see those votes. Let's see them.
If you didn't vote for the fucking kid to get in a Hall of Fame and I find out who you are, I'm going to like key your car and egg your house.
Really? Oh, shit. I should probably tell you that I didn't vote for him. Now, I would have voted for him. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? I really don't. That's one of those things. It's like not voting for, Randy Johnson or something. Like, really? I mean, how do you not?
Right.
I don't know. But that's good, I guess. But I mean, really, do we need the votes publicized? Is that urgent? I wonder if we do.
No, but again, fuck all that. Like we've talked about this before, and like again, I'm sure in the podcast, but even more so just personally.
Okay.
I think the Baseball Hall of Fame should represent players that are people that have impacted the game of baseball
in that generation
during their era.
Yeah.
I think it's a disservice for our younger fans, even ourselves, because we're still blocked out from some of that shit, like Pete Rose. But again, you should go in there and learn and understand what is the most important things in players.
That's true.
Of that particular era, and you can't have fucking hits leader, the home run leader out of the Hall of Fame. Like you should be talking about them and talk about the era and the controversy where, okay, maybe he used steroids, maybe he didn't. There were a lot of players that did, but
it was very even playing field, right?
Yes.
It was the time of steroids, and this guy made a very significant impact on the game. Like we're gonna let the guy that takes credit for all that into the Hall of Fame. And that's true. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, Cooperstown at its core is what? A museum. And what do you do at a museum? You learn. And so to whitewash history, as Ryan's describing here, that's a mistake. That's a fatal mistake. You have to be able to like learn and understand the era.
Just love and enjoy the game for the good and the bad because it's all part of the history.
Exactly. I mean, we can let, Ty Cobb in, but not,
Barry Bonds, who's already a Hall of Fame player to fucking begin with.
Right. Okay.
I mean, of all the players that have ever used steroids, it's not like they all became the fucking greatest goddamn player of all time. And yes,
Barry Bonds is.
I'll take a Barry Bonds, even a non-steroids Barry Bonds over a fucking Babe Ruth, a Lou Gehrig, a Mickey Mantle, a Pete Rose. Like,
if you're doing a Hall of Fame fantasy draft,
all time era dynasty #1 player, Barry fucking Bonds with the bullet.
I agree. I wouldn't. I mean, again, the man was amazing. The man was simply amazing to watch, and he got blacklisted. He still had gas left in the tank, and they wouldn't let him come back. Now,
We were screaming for the D-backs to sign him and say,
Oh, yeah.
fuck you all.
Oh, yeah. He would have been monstrous in Chase Field. Oh, but remember we wanted the platoon with him and Gonzo? Like, bring Gonzo back. We can platoon him with Barry Bonds. Like, they're just two old men, and like let them platoon and give each other days off. And
with the Randy Johnson in there, it would have been great. Why can't we fucking own a goddamn sports franchise, Tom?
Because our podcasts are only making like, donation money. Thank you, J Money. Woohoo!
Oh yeah, we got the 10 money. Normally we get like 12 cents a video.
But yeah, we got some donation today, and that's why we don't own a team. I mean, let's be honest, we can't finance a team off the back of one executive producer. We aren't.
Right.
This is for the love of the games that we play. That's about all we do it for. Now that's why we don't.
But at the same time, if we did, goddamn it would be a good goddamn franchise.
Well, because we'd co-GM, we'd be like co-owners, co-GMs. We'd probably even fucking coach the team. We'd have like, or maybe I don't know who it would.
I'd be making trades behind your back all goddamn day.
I'd be like, no, and I'd go to get him back and stuff. Oh, that'd be fucking hilariously awesome,
right?
I think it'd be great. Now, I think it's probably time. I don't know if there's any new news. Do we have any new news on the trade front? I don't think we do.
I haven't heard anything.
We've still got, so there's free agent signings. There's trades. Obviously, the trades are probably still brewing. The winter meetings are several days in at this point. When do they go till? Thursday or Friday? I don't remember.
Again, I'm on my night shift, so I don't even know what day is what. Like,
technically, this is Wednesday.
I've been staring at like 8-point font of like pages. Like, it's been bad.
Well, since you've been staring at fonts, I think it's time now. We're gonna have to shift gears. I have to go grab a beverage real quickly here.
Oh my goodness!
Because it's time. If you're ready, if anybody, do we have any other comments out there about baseball before we shift gears? Because it's time to shift gears.
Shifting gears. No, I mean, who's there?
Questions and answers, biatch. Okay, all right. So you cover this for a second, ramble on. I'm grabbing something, a little wet my whistle,
All right. So, again, this is kind of one of these things we like to do, just talk about some of the questions and some of the comments that we have via our YouTube channel or our Twitter at the letter F, the letter S, the word double, letter A, FSAA at Twitter. Also, just some generic talk on our website at FantasySportsAddicts.com. Anyway, so right now, obviously, we're not getting baseball questions. There's been hot stove conversation through Twitter. But right now, mainly, we just got basketball questions. Football, we don't really talk too much about. First of all, I just want to say that Mike Ficolt, he commented that he liked the locker room talk. I don't know if you remember that, Tom, but you made some rather inappropriate comments trying to be funny. So our first question comes from Wall MVP. He's saying Hayward and Bays for Jabari Parker and Tobias. So Gordon Hayward, Kent Bazemore, Jabari Parker, and Tobias Harris. I thought it was pretty much a pretty even deal. Like, it kind of sucks. It's a little difficult whenever it's just these players for this player's league settings, all that.
What about the league settings? I'm back. Woo! Sorry.
Okay, Tom's back.
I almost froze. You know what? I'll be honest. I was thinking about just climbing into my freezer and freezing myself until January 4th.
Is that pitchers and catchers?
No, January 4th. No, that's in February. No, that's when Always Sunny starts again.
Whatever.
Well, I've been waiting for Always Sunny for a while. I'm a big fan of the show, as you know.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, I thought about getting in there. I was like, maybe I should just freeze myself. Like a South Park episode. Woo! All right, let's get back to the Q&A. What's the question? What was the question? I missed it.
All right. Hayward and Bays for Jabari and Tobias.
Okay. Wait, didn't we already talk about this one?
No, this was 3 days ago.
Oh, so this trade is still brewing. It's been going like 2 weeks. Okay, is this all right, go one more time. What is it? Which 4 players?
Gordon Hayward, Kent Bazemore for Jabari Parker and Tobias Harris.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm doing that. I'd do that trade. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, just really because Bazemore, he's pretty much droppable at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
seen him dropped and added and dropped again.
so you're basically moving Hayward for like Tobias Harris and Jabari Parker.
Yeah.
And yeah, they pair well. I mean, again, they have almost we went over it before. They have almost identical numbers, right? The numbers look good, and
Yeah, they're very complimentary.
yeah, they work well together. And so if you need some forwards, which it sounds like that's what's going on there, yeah, turn your guard forward into some small forward power forwards. So are we both in agreement that that trade should be accepted at this point?
Yeah.
No, did we lose
Yeah.
Ryan? Okay. Oh no, we got. Okay, you're just debating. You were thinking.
It's tough, but I think so.
All right. What's your hesitation specifically? Like, if you are you're having hesitation there.
I'm always hesitant to move the best player in any trade, and I still believe Gordon Hayward is better than Jabari Parker.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess. I mean, to me, Parker's kind of the better player, or at least he's the guy I want out of the specific lot of players. But I think the combination of both Tobias Harris and Jabari Parker makes it more than palatable.
Yeah, I mean, again, Tobias isn't really one of my dudes.
No, mine either. But you know, he's kind of a known quantity. He won't really.
But either way, I won't argue against it. Like,
okay, I just wanted to know what your specific hangup was.
Because I like Hayward. I like Hayward better than Jabari. And yeah, okay, Tobias is definitely better than Bays. But there's still that whole like free roster spot where like, okay, is open roster spot better than Tobias?
Yes. No. Actually, no, because I guarantee if Bazemore's on this roster, there's probably still another open roster spot somewhere else.
Bazemore might just be the throw-in.
Yeah. I really think there's probably at least, and if not now, there will be eventually, either due to injury or whatever. So
Right.
temporarily or even long term, I still think that's I make that move. I have no argument against it in any way.
All right. So this next one comes from Boom King 26.
Hey, we haven't heard from him in a bit.
He's
up, Boom
asking if we would do Isaiah Thomas and Miles Turner for Westbrook.
Who's getting who? I mean, that's kind of the question. I mean, is he moving?
I'm pretty sure it's him moving IT2 and Turner for Westbrook.
Yeah, I'd do it. I mean, if you can spare the front court depth, the power forward center with Miles Turner, he's not. Yeah, I mean, he's been pretty great, but not so great that you can't do that move. Because again, look how awesome Westbrook's been. I mean, we've talked about it over and over and over again. Westbrook or Harden,
Right.
and they're both going back and forth about
And you could have taken
MVP
either one of them at 1A or 1B and just been happy.
So you're essentially getting like the number 1 pick or maybe number 2 pick in the draft for, and I'm guessing, I'm honestly like, if Boom Kim drafted when we did
early,
he probably
Miles Turner was way late.
Yeah, you got Miles Turner like late in the draft, and so basically IT was like what, 3rd, 4th round maybe.
Yeah,
and you got Turner way later than that, like 8th, 9th, 10th round maybe, depending. I mean, we usually were reaching for him there essentially, but like I think your return on investment's really nice there. So I'd probably do that, especially if you can spare giving up Miles Turner. Like if you've got other front court options and you're pretty healthy in that regard, hell yeah. How do you not do that?
See, that's the thing. When like I first like responded to him, I was just like, yeah, I don't think I could pull the trigger on that one, even though it's tempting. Then like moments later, I'm like, and second thought, fuck it, do it. Westbrook for the win.
Yeah. I mean, you'll find there's gonna be another like backup.
I just see like IT2 and Miles Turner. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Well, yeah, they're not names you want to move. They're not names you want to move, but you're getting Westbrook back in theory. So to me, yeah, I mean, you get the best player in the deal. You always want to be the one getting the best player in the deal if you can. And unless this was like a, I don't know, 14, 16,
deep
20 team league.
Yeah, the deeper the league, the better it is to do like
quantity over quality. Yeah. I mean, you want your quantity over your quality.
But most of the time, yeah,
quality.
Go for quality.
Go for the quality over the quantity. Yeah, because you'll find other, again, like you were talking about just with the last conversation, that open roster slot. Like now he's got an open roster slot to play with. And I'm guessing, again, if I had Jock Itch on the waiver wire in one of my leagues, there might be a Jock Itch on the waiver wire in some of your leagues. So it's not Jock Itch. We know that, by the way. It's Jokic. I just let out some Jokic there.
That was Jokic.
It was Jokic. Yeah, dude, do that trade. I'd do that trade like all day, honestly. I mean, and again, I love Turner and I love IT too. There's no reason to like crap on him. But yeah, you're getting the best player in the deal. You're getting Westbrook. Fuck yeah. And he's probably already got a first round pick. So now he's got 2 number ones. So I'm sure that's very exciting. That's a trade you do. And I'm honestly surprised somebody's even willing, to
move Westbrook.
Yeah, like how do you move Westbrook? But right, maybe you're in that situation where you need a bit more depth. Maybe you rolled the dice on a Jokic and you got burned or something, or even that you can't even. I mean, again, he's not burning you, but the point I'm making. Like maybe you just need that depth, and sometimes you have to do what's best for your team. And unfortunately, if that means trading the best player, you'll have to do it. But you prefer not to.
Absolutely.
So yeah, do that. I'd do that. All right, what else? I know we got a couple more.
Well, we got one more that's just a comment. This is from that Gamer 5, the N3RQ Gamer 5.
Oh, the guy with the gaming channel.
He actually's been gone for a while, but he's saying he's having fantasy baseball withdrawals. Please give him some advice, a fellow fantasy baseball addict.
I love that. What's
we
the
actually
advice?
had. I don't know. I was mentioning Andrew's draft. And then we're doing a fantasy baseball podcast.
Yeah, well, we are talking a little baseball here. I mean, hang out and listen to that. What else? What would be? Let's reach out to the addicts. What do you? If you're a fantasy baseball addict specifically, I mean, again, we play all the sports, like literally all of them. I've played cricket, so. But if you're a baseball fan specifically, and you got to get it's not that far off. I think, what was it? What do you remember when it was? Yahoo opened in January last season. Now, if you're on FanTrax, that should be a device. As much as we hate FanTrax, if you really, really, really have to get in a draft or something, get in a FanTrax league. You know what I mean? Like, and hey, you know what? If I really had to get into a baseball draft right now, I would probably go to a FanTrax league and just not play my team just to get that draft in, draft,
Which is kind of what I've seen and honestly, have done with FanTrax.
Yeah, FanTrax is like basically it's kind of like jerking off. It's not the real deal. You know what I'm saying? You're not actually getting laid. You're taking care of your inner needs, your urges.
I was gonna do the example of a fucking prostitute where like it's just
Oh, it's not your wife. It's just sex on this.
you paid
not
for it.
Yeah, you're not married to it, but you got a little action.
Because like whatever, you masturbate and like you
Some people see prostitute.
you don't feel guilty afterwards.
Oh, I do
or
all the time.
disgusted.
Oh, I do. Yes, I do. All the time. You have no idea.
Okay, that's your problem.
Well, I feel like a filthy animal.
All right.
Locker room humor. Locker room talk.
All right. Well,
So yeah, that's the advice. I guess either find a mock draft that you can do, or get into like a air quotes league that you're not really going to play, just to get the draft in. Because you love that thrill of the draft. And who knows? Maybe this gamer guy with we should try to like give his channel a little props.
Come by our website and try to talk some baseball if you can find some addicts on there.
Hey, actually, that's the advice. We should tell him there are. I don't know if JD ever found openings for that 20-team league that he and Andrew from FantasyAid are in.
I think they did at this point.
Okay, I hope they did. I mean, again, but if they didn't, maybe we should steer. The guy with the gaming channel. What's the channel? Try to give him a little plug if you can.
All right. Give me 1 sec.
He's a regular. He's always around, mostly for baseball, but he does chime in from time to time here, and it's always nice to hear from other YouTube people. It's like he's given us feedback on our YouTube channel and stuff that was useful. So give him a plug. I think that's the good thing to do.
It's just this N3RQ_gamer_5.
Okay, so look for N3RQ gamer. Just search that. Maybe if you're into video gaming and you need a channel to check out. We've done it before. We checked out his channel a little bit. So check him out. He's a friend of the show. And that's a good question. I mean, what do you do? I guess find a prostitute or pound off on FanTrax. We need to make some more FanTrax videos. Like, FanTrax, you're our dirty little prostitute.
Okay, well, we can do that.
FanTrax, you're like when I jerk off.
It's just this, like, horrible, unhealthy relationship with FanTrax.
Look, I still need you, but I can't tell anybody about you. Don't tell anyone I was here.
FanTrax.
Yeah, don't tell anybody I was here, right? Oh Jesus, that's kind of our relationship with FanTrax, unfortunately. I mean, but it's coming along. We say this with peace and love, okay?
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. Because either Yahoo needs to get better or FanTrax needs to get better. That's all I'm saying. Because if you combined the two and they had some sort of like fantasy sports website sex
Love child.
and like created a love child like Yahoo Trax or something, or Yatrax or Fanwho or something, it would be perfect. It would honestly be fucking perfect. Okay, if you took the beauty of Yahoo's layout and design stuff and combined it with the options and like the things you can do and just
with the writing and the videos of ESPN.
Yeah, all right, yeah, because ESPN does put more into that.
Yeah, he's been tracks.
Yeah, FanTrax. Yeah, that's what you need. Maybe we should start that site. Yeah, FanTrax. That'll be our site. Yeah, FanTrax Fantasy Sports.
Quiet.
Yeah, whoa.
That's trademarked and copyrighted.
We copyrighted it just
right
now.
Here, right now.
We just did that. It's also service mark, so don't try to steal the logo. Oh shit. So yeah, but I think. Oh man. See, but I really. All right, we got to get this gamer guy into the FantasyAid draft, and if we already missed the FantasyAid draft or something. Let's just do our own. I mean, again, it's a jerk off league. It's a fucking FanTrax league. Who cares? Right? We just want to draft. God damn it!
Well, I thought we were gonna do that Sunday. What happened?
I don't know. I never heard from you.
I never heard from you.
I sent you texts all weekend. You didn't reply to any of them.
You sent me one text about not being Homer Simpson.
Well, it's still a text. You could have
I,
replied.
I set my alarm and woke up on Sunday night, and I never heard from you, so I went back to sleep.
Oh, you went back to sleep? Well, I never heard from you, so I went to FanTrax instead.
I don't know. I mean, if you would have had shit set up, ready
Set
to
up?
go.
What I gotta? Oh
Yeah.
man, what I gotta do the whole damn thing?
I'm waking up early.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that. You should have been like, hey, am I waking up early? And I would have been like, yes, let's wake up early. Or no, I'm going to FanTrax instead. I'm gonna go FanTrax myself.
It's gonna be the new thing. Don't FanTrax yourself.
I'm FanTraxing right now. Don't call me. I'm FanTraxing. Oh yeah,
I'm FanTraxing. I'm proud.
I FanTrax so much that I grew hair on my palms, the palms of my hands.
Not ashamed to FanTrax.
Oh yes. FanTrax is healthy and natural.
I play on FanTrax.
FanTrax is a normal part of growing up. We can come up with slogans.
Don't judge FanTrax.
Oh man. Oh, I love it. We could come up with little slogans for FanTraxing all day, I think. Oh man, it's a FanTrax sting. The cops are they're staking it out. They're gonna bust everybody who goes to FanTrax. We know you're a John. We know what you're here for. She's undercover. It's a FanTrax
that to catch an addict.
Yeah. It's all of us constantly repeat visitors. How didn't I see you here 2 days ago? Oh man, I picture Grandpa Simpson and the fucking hi Bart, goodbye Bart. Whistling, grabs his hat, walks back out.
Which I love. Did you see the gift with the DeAndre Jordan and Mark Cuban?
Yeah, because it's Mark Cuban sitting there at the brothel, Bart Simpson, and Grandpa Simpson's DeAndre Jordan, just oh, whoa, I'm going back out. Yep. Oh, that was a great joke. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. Yeah. Well, that's FanTrax for you. That's FanTrax. All right, so I suppose we ought to wind her down here because it's real quick before we wind it down. You want to take a moment? Do we need a moment? Should we have a moment?
We can have a moment. I'm taking the hat off.
All right, take a moment. Motherfucking moment of silence here. If you didn't know, Bronson probably doesn't know anything about this because he's way too young. Today is December 7th, 2016, which means we are 75 years and a few minutes away from basically a really important date in American history, the attack on Pearl Harbor. And just because we like to be reverent to things and times and moments, it's something to think about. 75 years ago, America entered World War II.
This was the 9/11 before 9/11 was cool.
Cool. It was never cool. Neither was Pearl Harbor. I mean, I think you just wording,
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Yes, I was just saying,
Trying to connect with the kids. I don't know how to talk to them.
Okay, well, again, just before it got taken out of context. It was never cool, but just before it happened. So, yes, Pearl Harbor, big deal. America's entrance into World War II, which was obviously a really nasty affair. And, on that day, a lot of people died, several thousand people died, and some of them are still literally under the ocean with their ship, the USS Arizona. And you and I, obviously, you lived in Hawaii. I've been there many times.
I was going to say, I've been to Pearl Harbor and USS Arizona, way too many times, living in Hawaii whenever anybody came in.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Obviously, go to Pearl Harbor. I'd actually already been there before I even moved to Hawaii.
Okay. See, I hadn't. I hadn't been there since, until you moved there. And every time I came to visit you or visit anybody else, I did visit the Pearl Harbor Memorial. It was it's a very, if you have never had a chance to go, it's a very peaceful, somber thing. It's not really depressing or sad or anything, but it's a very nice memorial, and the tribute's very nice. And the museums and all the stuff that's around there is very informative and entertaining, and
you get to be on a boat.
Yeah, you can be on boats and submarines and check out Air Force bases, and you really do get a good picture. They do a good job of illustrating what exactly happened that day, because when it happened, we didn't have the internet, obviously. Like, we didn't have this, like even FDR didn't know the extent of how badly we were surprised by that attack. Like, he didn't even know for like a full 24 hours how many sailors had died and like how many ships had been lost. I mean, our entire Pacific fleet was essentially destroyed in one attack. And, not a good way to start off a huge war called a world war, right? So, it's a momentous day, and let's just take a moment and recognize that, and, tribute to the lives lost and, people that sacrificed to ensure our freedoms and our ability to sit here and talk about masturbating on FanTrax.
Again, we salute you.
The people who have served us. Oh, that's the other thing that's really nice about the memorial there in Pearl Harbor. Pretty much, all branches of the military are somehow represented. They're not your tour guides, but they are there, and they do represent, the country, and it's a very nice thing. So I actually wish I could get some sort of live feed, because I'm sure they're doing something big down there today. Like, maybe I'll look online and see. I'm sure there's some sort of massive memorial thing going on, because literally we're like 20 minutes away from the actual moment it happened. I believe it was 7:48 local time, which is, 26 minutes from now.
Okay.
If you're listening to this live. So, just something to think about. I'm kind of, if you didn't know, a history buff, and I kind of enjoy the study of not just specifically World War II, but especially for me, it's the Pacific front of that war. So just, something to think about beyond just masturbating on FanTrax.
Woo!
Woo! All right, that's about as reverent and poignant as we get around here. So thank you for indulging that. And again, thank you for all the service members who do check out our show.
Sometimes even the most like slapstick, whatever, we're fucking addicts having fun. Who gives a shit? Like, again, there still is a matter of respect, which I think is lost a lot. Like, as much as we like to have fun and dick around, like,
yeah.
Respect where respect is deserved.
I absolutely, and I do think that's a situation that deserves some respect. And again, we do appreciate the service people. We do have people who have served our country that are fans of our program or subscribe to our podcast and our YouTube channel and all that. And we do appreciate their service, and for them sacrificing and putting themselves in harm's way to ensure that we have the ability to continue talking about masturbating on FanTrax.
Stupid shit.
Exactly. Yeah. So thank you, and everybody do go check out a little bit of World War II history today if you can. It's informative and it's good for you.
Or at least go watch Pearl Harbor or something.
Well, Pearl Harbor, I didn't love that movie, but you know what you should watch actually, if you have the Turner Classic Movies, cable and satellite, you should check out Tora Tora Tora. That's the movie to watch. And that's coming up in a couple hours. That's later today. I will be watching that. To me, that's destination viewing on a day like today.
Destination viewing for me on today is the South Park series or season finale.
Well, luckily, Tora 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 finishes right in time for the start of South Park for me. So, bam, okay. Good. I got my whole evening. I got primetime viewing locked the fuck down. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully, if you guys have any questions, send them our way. We always like to answer some questions. If you want to talk about a little more baseball, was that a bong rip? Am I hearing bingers?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Bingers! Oh, the pugs are ripping the bong. I don't know. But so seriously though, yeah, like winter meetings not over yet. Trades may still come down. We just wanted to highlight what's happened so far. Again, mostly we were excited about Chris Sale and Moncada. That was a huge deal, and just wanted to talk about that and get it off our chest. But we'll hit more. We'll do more. We'll recap the full Monty next week. We'll tell you how the draft goes. We'll probably get. Well, if FantasyAid doesn't draft this week, we'll draft this week. Okay.
We gotta do a hangout and a draft. Like we've kind of like cells have kind of like fluttered of our wings. Like we hit the high with the World Series Game 7 live stream where there's like literally thousands of people. Like
we're still recovering from that.
Or rednecks and whatever the fuck.
We're still recovering. Like I'm sure Cubby Noel's still recovering from the World Series himself. It's just
right.
It's just nonsense. Whoa! We're all like J.R. Smith, like last year when the Cavaliers won. It's still going. I mean, that party that party didn't stop until the season began again. So that's us right now about the Cubs and World Series hangout, and we got Sit Down Your Rock in the Boat coming up later today. You can all watch me make a complete ass of myself singing and dancing. Uh-oh. What's going on in there? What's happening? Grace! I'm talking about Grace. Grace! Oh, you need to get a sound booth. It's like a private sound situation, Ryan. Because
I do.
I mean, you need the light. You need the on-air light. Like, quiet on the set. There's too much pug chatter and packing and shipping going on. We'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up so you can continue packing and shipping. But yes, this week we actually will have a draft somewhere, somehow, and we will have a hangout and a live stream. And we're probably gonna hang out with some of our favorite addicts, like Cubby Noel, Andrew from FantasyAid, right? Who else? We might. There might even be a Reverend Nate Dogg sighting because Reverend Nathan's he's excited about a lot of this stuff. He's kind of got that itch too. He wants a little. Maybe he needs to do a little FanTrax. He needs to FanTrax himself. There's only so much loving you can get from your new wife. Or FanTrax occasionally. What? Sometimes you still got a FanTrax.
Well, okay, Reverend Nate Dogg is Reverend Nate Dogg.
Yes, he is Reverend Nate Dogg. What does that mean?
Hold up.
What's Grace?
No, because you're microwaving. Sorry.
Ryan's microwaving. Who's microwaving? Are the pugs in the microwave? What'd you do?
Doesn't matter. Sorry, I was just picturing Reverend Nate Dogg with some cheap prostitute shaking his head, just because the juxtaposition of the two. We were talking about FanTrax earlier in this podcast, to what that represents to
I picture
Reverend Nate Dogg. And you're like, oh, he's even FanTraxing,
It is. No, I mean
the whole priest air quotes, don't even need to go there.
Well, he's all right. I picture him in some sort of all right. This is probably a bit overblown, but let's go with this. Let's go with the stereotype of an evangelical, and I don't think he's an evangelical minister person, but some high roller in a Cadillac pulling up how much for a FanTrax? You know what I mean? How much for FanTrax? Pulling up next to some woman on the side of the road, hey, looking to FanTrax? Oh man, yeah. Let's get some everybody. Let's get some FanTrax. Who else out there needs some FanTrax right now? Because we do.
I do.
We're obviously very FanTrax focused at the moment. As a matter of fact, I may go FanTrax right now. I don't know. Apparently, you can draft anytime you want, year round. So I'll just go and you could do it with an empty league too, just bots. You could just draft against bots. Yeah.
So yeah, just FanTrax.
Just full on FanTrax for yourself. That's the most plugging that we ever did. Even when they were our sponsor for a minute. Okay. Fuck FanTrax because she's a dirty little whore and we all need to.
All right, so we gotta have some FanTrax videos.
We'll make some more FanTrax video. Dude.
Let's just there.
What's that?
Let's just go there.
We'll go there. We'll just go there. I'm FanTraxing right now. All right, we're gonna make a bunch of like comedy sketch videos. These are gonna be good. These will be funny.
Just go there.
We're just going there. We are the entertainment value of fantasy sports, not the analytic value. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love our freedom here. Yeah, because we're addicts, not experts. Now, one last thing. Besides, we're gonna have a hangout, and there's gonna be guests, and we're all gonna be FanTraxing with each other. Right? It's going to be like a big old FanTrax circle jerk.
Okay.
One more. What?
I was going to say orgy. That's a little less gay.
Okay, orgy, circle jerk, whatever. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. Well, it doesn't matter if it's gay. It's FanTrax, you know? It could be gay or straight. People masturbate in circles all the time. Mixed genders. It doesn't matter. It's a circle jerk, dude. Haven't you ever been to one? It's like a drum circle, but you're not playing a drum.
Playing the flute,
skin flute, or other like the lady keyboard. I don't know. God damn, we're way off the fucking weeds today. Let's wrap it up.
God, please grant me the serenity to set my ideal lineups
on FanTrax.
The curves drag drop aggressively
on FanTrax,
and the wisdom,
as always, to FanTrax yourself.
Woo!
All right, let's go FanTrax, and we got videos coming out. We'll have me singing and dancing. We're gonna have hangouts. We're gonna have drafts. It's gonna be good. Just everybody keep on the website, which is broken as shit, but we're still kind of going there.
The chat
FantasySportsAddicts.com. The chat works. That's the important part. We can all still communicate. FantasySportsAddicts.com. Yeah.
Yes.
That's our website. FantasySportsAddicts.com. Right. No. Didn't change. And we're on Twitter at letter F, letter S, the word double, letter AFSAA. And you guys, we'll see you next time. Sorry for the locker room talk, but we're going to go FanTrax. All right. Woo-hoo!